like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit them notifications too, so that you get all of my content, all of my videos. I'm popping out right now. I know it's been not too long. Had to take care of some things. My daughter hadn't really been feeling too good and had some other things that I had to take care of, so I decided to go ahead and break out a little live right now. I hope everybody's feeling good. I want to give a shout out to the whole Lions Den, both basketball and boxing communities. In this case, we are talking hoops, and this is something that has to be said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be saying a whole lot of things because I've been hearing a lot of stuff, man, and it's really just been crazy. What's up, Ted? What's up, Sugar? I see y'all in here. Hope y'all doing all right. All right, let's jump right to it. All right. Now, they often talk about how Steph Curry formed a super team, so 2 of his rings don't count, and the fact that KD went over there and went to Golden State, slept with the enemy, pause, so to speak. But no matter how you try to transform it and how you try to flip it or try to repuzzle it or, reshape it or anything, the fact remains at the end of the day that Steph stayed loyal to the soil. He stayed loyal to the soil, okay? He did not leave. And he did it with and without KD's help. And I only say KD because people act like, KD was the only beneficial guy on the Warriors. We got to understand that there were many guys. Yeah, KD was a superstar that came, and he probably was the mega star that came out of there, or came to Golden State, helped them get those 2 championships. But what about some of the other key pieces? And the one that stands out in my mind, and although he wasn't on the level of a KD, but he still was very beneficial. That's why he was able to get a Finals MVP in Andre Iguodala. Okay. Well, Ted, you know what I say to them? Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Of course, they're gonna turn on him. That's what fans do. That's what they do. And I say them because Klay is my favorite player on the Warriors, and let's just be real, okay? As much as I like Steph Curry and what he's done for the game and how I feel about him in terms of being up there at the same level as the LeBron and even better as an argument, Klay has bailed the Warriors out a lot of times, and they don't even talk about it. So you know what I say to those fans? Fuck them. That's how people are gonna do you. As soon as you get hurt and injured, you sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears, and all of that. Man, them people don't care about you. Them people don't care about you. I still like Klay, and if Klay was to come to the 76ers, I wouldn't mind having him. Now, of course, I wouldn't make him as the main guy, but he would be still a beneficial piece. Klay's playing better than the majority, a lot of these guys that's on the bench now. And watch, when H-Town and Jalen Green ends up catching the Warriors, oh, you're really gonna hear a lot of shit. Right. Yeah, game six. You said Warriors fan should be ashamed of themselves. Man, listen, Ted, that's what it is. Listen, they love you one day and then the next day, you know what I'm saying, they hate you. That's the nature of all sports, not just basketball. Okay? You know, and that happens in life too. That happens in life too. Like, okay, as soon as you do something, let's say you're great, you got all these people around you that support you. When you, let's say, you've reached a certain tax bracket, or you've reached a a level of success or whatnot. As soon as you lose that success, or you start dwindling down, you got people that turn on you. You got people that shake your hand and tell you, hey man, we love what you do and all this other stuff, but inside they really don't feel that way. They're waiting for your demise just so they could, hop on somewhere else and they start hating on you. And that's what happened with Klay. With Klay, I've never I've never hated on Klay when he went to the bench. You should hear some of the comments that people say. People talk about Klay should retire and all this other bullshit. And what I was telling people is that I said the Warriors aren't a threat. Why? Because of injuries. I said they have a real bad injury history. They have an injury history. If Listen, this is just going to push Klay to possibly look somewhere else to go to in the off season. Possibly. Where to, I don't know. But Klay is still a beneficial player. Is he what he was back in his heyday in the early championships and stuff? Of course he isn't. We're talking about career-ending injuries that have taken place, but he's still playing. Rushed back in 22. Well, had to, was fighting injuries in 22 and won a championship. Not even like 60%, 60 or 70%. Yeah, we know about Thompson. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know about Thompson, man. Everybody knows about Thompson. But listen, the fact is that, and I'm not trying to get away from the subject, but the fact remains that LeBron, he left when the going got tough. Nobody talks about that though. The only thing they want to do is, okay, this is the classic argument right here. This is the classic talking point right here. They'll be like, oh well, hey, you can't say that about Steph, because guess what? He formed a super team and won 2 rings with KD. Yeah, he did, but guess what? He stayed where he was at. KD came with him, and guess what? He proved that he could get it done without KD. But they don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that. They don't want to put Steph Curry in any type of GOAT status or any of that, because they know that pretty much all of the arguments that you try to bring, with the exception of maybe, like the finals MVPs and the regular season MVPs, which you really can't even say nothing, because to me, he got one unanimous MVP that really, the first ever unanimous MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people have been able to do that? So if we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring that logic, you got to go ahead. You got to bring some other stuff to the table. The fact remains is that he remained loyal to the soil. But people talk about, him jumping from this team to that team and all this other stuff, and then you went back to Cleveland. Now, you did go back to Cleveland and everything, but let's not act like, you did it all on your own. Because if we're going to go there and you're going to say, oh, okay, well, Steph had help and everything, we have to understand that LeBron had help too. LeBron had help too, man. We, I get so sick of people always saying, okay, yeah, well, Steph formed the super team and all this other stuff. It was formed. Yes, it was formed. But that juggernaut could have lost. And the juggernaut, unfortunately, they did take an L when KD got hurt, with the Raptors and whatnot. But that's another thing that they'll say. Well, KD don't get hurt. The Raptors don't win no championship. We don't know that. We don't know that. That's the same thing that I was saying yesterday. Come on, man. We gotta be for real about everything, right? Steph stayed loyal to the soil. Klay and Draymond, they stayed loyal to the soil. When Draymond said what he said to KD, when he said that we won without you, we won with you, and we'll win without you again, that is for real. And a lot of people, they can't stand that. A lot of people cannot stand that. Me, I'm kind of glad that he did say that. And that's no knock on KD. Because I think KD is a phenomenal player. But we have to be real, okay? If we're going to sit up here and we're going to criticize the hell out of Steph Curry, and they're going to say what they're saying about Klay, and they're going to say what they say, of course, about Draymond and everything, and the Warriors as a whole, what has KD done since he's left Golden State? Yeah, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And he's still there. He's still there. What has KD done since he's been there? Now everybody wants to sit up here and always bring up, the fact, well, he's had hurt players and he's had this and he's had that. You act like the Warriors have been 100% every time they played. You act like the Warriors have been 100% every time they played. They're not 100. They're not 100% now. They're not 100% now. We gotta look. Let's be real and let's be candid about everything and let's be honest about everything. You have Steph Curry, who stayed getting hurt, especially at the beginning of his career. He was always hurt. Matter of fact, before I started taking a liking to Steph, I liked him coming out of Davidson and everything because he lit Duke up. That's what made me really start paying attention to Steph Curry. Because I really wasn't hype on Steph Curry in the beginning. I was like, man, yeah, right, whatever. But, man, when he lit Duke up, I was like, yo, this dude is for real. But when he came in, I was starting to kind of doubt him a little bit because he was always getting hurt. He was always getting hurt. Steph, Klay, and Dray can win 3 more rings. Very rare that a player retires on one team. Give them credit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Salute to you, Stephen. Y'all go, man, I keep forgetting that Stephen Green has a page. Salute to you, Stephen, man. And I'm not, hey, Stephen, I'm not cheering over that win that we got over the Clippers, okay? Because to be honest with you, I'm not happy. Listen, we have to keep winning, and we have to keep doing what we're doing without relying on Joel Embiid. Maxey, what that game told me, and I really didn't get a chance to get into it. I'm gonna touch on it briefly, but what I'm gonna tell you is that game told me several different things. It told me, one, that these Clippers might be possibly looking at a guy like a Maxey or whatever. The Clippers are gonna possibly do business with the Philadelphia 76ers as it pertains to Paul George, and then it also told you that when it comes to a younger team, the Clippers are going to struggle with them, okay? Or when it comes to younger players, we're still old for the most part or whatever, but we have young players too. What's up with it, Dante? You didn't miss much. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Salute to you. This is what I'm gonna tell you. You didn't miss much. What I'm telling you is that Steph Curry Klay Thompson and Draymond, but mainly Steph Curry. He stayed loyal to the soil. LeBron James just did not. And the fact is that Steph Curry continues to get all this unfair criticism. Did he? Was he a part of the quote unquote super team and everything and bringing KD there? Yeah, but Steph Curry didn't leave anywhere. That's what I'm saying. He stayed loyal to the soil. He didn't. He saved KD's legacy. It's just like with Giannis. If the Bucks win, let's be honest, whose legacy is going to get saved? Giannis or Dame's? It's going to be Dame's. You know why? Because even though Giannis had a chance to go to LA or go to some other place or whatnot, he stayed loyal to the soil, even in a small market. Let me know, Polo, that the Sixers struggles versus a winning team. That's not, but you know what though? We got to understand something. And let me tell you something. If you know your team, if you know the Sixers, like I know the Sixers, Steven, Maxey shows up on the biggest stages. Think about it. When we played Atlanta, that year, for us to possibly advance and get a shot at going even further into the playoffs, because again we could never get past the second round. It was Doc Rivers that threw Maxey in the fire to play Trae Young on defense. Okay, and Maxey had not been getting that much playing time. People got to remember that Maxey was coming off the bench. Maxey is playing for a contract. He should have had that contract last year. They pulled, they dangled it in front of his face and then they took it away from him. He's playing for a contract this year. You said Maxey is clutch and loves the big game. Absolutely. Of course, man. He from Dallas. You know what I'm saying, Sugar? You know what I'm saying? He from Texas. Them Texas boys. You know what I'm saying? It's hot out here. You know what I'm saying? We can handle the heat. That's what we do. But now, if you've seen him play in person, then you'll understand. Maxey is everybody wants to talk about all this. Oh yeah, who could survive in the 90s and the 80s and all this other stuff. Maxey, that's what he plays like. He's an old school type of player. You wouldn't know it if you, unless you really seen him in person, because he hustles on defense. People act like Maxey is like 6'5" or something like that. Man, Maxey ain't number 6'2". You said the strippers ain't shit. Herman, you coming in here talking about the Clippers. Trolling the strippers. Salute to my guy Herman, man. Go sub to his channel, him and Ticket TV live stream. We ain't talking about no Clippers. That's why I didn't do no video on it. Ain't no reason in cooking them. But salute to Herman. But like I told you, Herm, the holdup with the Warriors, what was going to prevent them from making it? It was going to be injuries. It was going to be injuries, man. And look, I wanted Herm and I wanted Moss. I want them to prove me wrong so bad. Because I want to see the Warriors make it. But I just know that they're not. They don't have the size. They don't have anybody besides Steph Curry that they can rely on. You know what I'm saying? They don't have, they're just not the same. And I like Jonathan Kuminga, but they just don't have it. They cannot compete with anybody in the West right now, especially the way they're playing. One of my favorite players. Yeah, I like. Listen, I like. Herm, I thought you had a wrench, nigga. I like Anthony Edwards. I like Anthony Edwards, but he still has to improve his field goal percentage. If they want to have a shot at winning, and I'm talking about going deep, because I want to see Anthony Edwards advance to at least I would say a conference semifinals. If he could get to a semifinals, okay, now we cooking with grease. Okay, but for right now, he's only gonna be known as, all right, yeah, a first round exit until he increases his field goal percentage. Right now he has the defense. Right now he has the athleticism. He has the shot. He can play the passing lane, which is very slept on. You get out in the open. He gets out in the open floor. You might as well forget it, because people got to forget he played football. He runs like a 4.3 4.4. Okay, so you might as well forget it. He has a vertical leap that's like damn near Vince Carter. Okay, so you might as well forget it. But all that is great, but that's not going to translate into wins. Why is that, Herm? Okay, well make sure I get mine too, nigga. Here you go, bro. Make sure I get mine. I feel kind of hurt you ain't do that shit to me, man. You used to come in my channel back in the days, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm up in here having a come to Jesus moment in tears. Psych, I don't give a fuck about that. But nah, why you don't want them to make it though, Herm? I want to see the Lakers make it just so I can see how D'Lo and AD outperform LeBron. That's what I want to see. Because we know who won that game. We know who won that game against the Pacers. It was all AD and the free throws. Yeah, you gonna let them know. Man, hey, Herm, you better stop being a whipping boy, man. You better go ahead, man. Give that nigga Paul a wrench. Give that nigga straight a wrench. I tell that nigga, nah, I'm playing. I don't care about no wrench. I just like coming up there fucking with her. Her my guy, man. You said it would be good for basketball if LeBron don't make the... Exactly. Now you see what I'm saying, Herm. Now you see what I'm saying. I get tired of talking about that shit. You know how I rock on my channel. I like talking about other guys. Even though you don't like my nigga Giannis, I like talking about other guys, man. Give some other guys these credit, man. I like talking about the guys that nobody else is talking about. Because the only thing that you're going to do is you're going to sit up there, you're going to talk about LeBron, and what are you going to talk about? What can we actually say about LeBron? What, that he got 40K? What, that he done all this, that he 39? Okay, then he's 39, and people going to wonder, about the whole Balco and all that other bullshit. But the fact remains, and getting back to my point, okay, because I'm not going to dance around it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna keep getting back to this point. Steph Curry remained loyal to the soil. LeBron did not. LeBron had to leave. Okay? There's a couple of other superstars that had to leave, but they always want to bring LeBron versus Steph or whatever, since we're talking about this. Okay? And the thing that people don't understand that still remains, if they always want to bring up this argument, who has a winning record against each other in every time they played? It's been Steph Curry. Okay? He got the same amount of rings. Every time you bring up an argument about the super team, well, hey, LeBron, hey, he did the same thing. Steph did the same thing. Okay, so they're equal. So why are we not having this discussion about possibly Steph being above LeBron? Why not? Because it's media propaganda. And on top of that, they don't want to bring up the fact that this kills a lot of arguments. Steph Curry didn't go nowhere. He stayed where he was at. He stayed where he was at. He didn't run to no other places. He kept the same tandem. That's not really no super team. Really, if you really want to be honest, that really wasn't no super team from the beginning. They did what they did organically. They were drafted. They had to grow and become, and it was Mark Jackson that went ahead and took a chance on them. Yeah, they added some players that were beyond their prime, because I used to love this. Man, that brother, Sean Livingston, before the injury, he was destined to be a superstar. Yeah, exactly, Herm. You can't give my credit. I will. You said, I hope basketball guys make sure Curry and LeBron. Well, hey, Herm. As much as I don't like Charles Barkley and the shit that he said, that CNN interview, and I don't know if you saw it, brother, and everybody else up in here, you need to go check it out. Charles Barkley, and I know he be cooning, he be buffooning and buck dancing and shit, but the fact that he pressed Adam Silver said a lot. And I know you're not feeling Kawhi and shit. I know what you got against the Clippers and all that. But Kawhi Leonard came out on record and said there's no fundamentals in the league anymore. And he's exactly right. And Charles Barkley wants to know what's up with a 200-point All-Star game. We don't want to see that shit. If you go back and you go look at the All-Star games from previous times, Herm, you pay attention to old school, they actually competed. And if you go back further than that, like in the 80s and stuff like that, they actually competed throughout the whole entire game. I was looking at it the other day. I think I was looking at the 80, 85 or 86 All-Star game. I mean, yeah, he is, but sometimes Charles Barkley, man, be capping about a lot of stuff. But he is right when he talks about the Warriors and the Lakers. Don't nobody really want to talk about them no more. And look, and I like Klay Thompson, and I like Curry. I fucks with Draymond Green, but they can't win this year. They're not marketable. You mean to tell me that if they run with a team like a OKC, or they run into a team like a OKC or somebody like that in the playoffs, that the Warriors are just going to stand a chance like that? Yes, Curry, he's one of the GOATs. He's one of the, phenomenal talents in his generation. But Curry will wear down. We're not talking about a 26-year-old Steph Curry. We're talking about a injury-prone, over the career type of individual who is older. Players took pride in playing on, AC Green, but man, AC Green was a virgin, man. Salute to AC Green, man. But shoot, man, if you ain't releasing nothing, shit, you better be able to play all 82 games, all that testosterone you got. That's why, God rest his soul, Muhammad Ali, he never released his nut. Pause. Because man, once you let it out, you know what I'm saying, you losing a lot of energy and shit. But I don't know about that though, because Will Chamberlain was sleeping with all these women too, in games too. I think Jason Caffey too, all them kids he had and shit. But anyway, that's something else. AC Green, yeah, man. I was like, damn, how do you remain celibate that long? God dog. Shit. And I know you seen late, and you in LA too. God damn. How could you be a virgin like that long? I don't know. I don't know, man. But salute to AC Green. I used to like him, man. AC Green was all over the place. And see, that was another guy, man, that was, okay, they talk about the Lakers being nothing but finesse and, showboating and stuff like that, not gritty. AC Green was a gritty player. But he could also run, and he could, get up and down the floor, and he was tough too. He was tough at the same time. Yeah, he was underrated because AC Green, he played for Phoenix too, didn't he? I forget who else AC Green played for. I know he played for LA. I know he played for Phoenix. I can't. Yeah, okay. I can't remember who else he played for. Yeah, but you're right about that, Ted. Guys took pride and they took it as a badge of honor to play every single game, man. Okay, they took it as a badge of honor. You say what you want about Steph Curry. Okay, I know he done got hurt a lot. This is what I say about Steph Curry. They want to push their narrative about LeBron. You know what I'm gonna do? We could play that same game. I'm gonna do the same thing about Curry. And look, you know what, y'all? I'm not even look, as much as I like Steph Curry, this is gonna shock you. I'm not really a 3-point guy like that. I'm not. I like slashing, I like defense, I like getting up and down the floor. I like transition. Yes, threes are cool, but I'm that's not my first option, to look at. Okay, but you can't hate on greatness. So if they're gonna push this narrative about Steph Curry forming super teams and him not being loyal and all this other stuff and cheating the game and all this other stuff, my argument is going to be he never left anywhere. He stayed where he was at, and he did it with him, and he did it without him. Point blank situation. We can't sit up here and hate on greatness and find any type of angle to try to hate on his greatness or whatnot. But that's what they're doing. Now, do I believe that Steph Curry will win another one? Who knows? Who knows? But if he wins another one, that's gonna end the discussion in terms of him being, you know, less than LeBron or even equal to LeBron. Because now we're talking about five to four rings, possibly. Talent is talent, no matter if you're a fan or a player. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And look, and that's what I say about 3-point. Look, this is the always the argument I get from some LeBron fans, right? They'll sit up there and they'll say, "Oh yeah, well, all he does is shoot threes. Can he do anything else?" Hey, well, you can't stop it. But see, if you go back and if you really go look at Steph Curry highlight, it's just like this whole notion that that all LeBron, I mean all Jordan does is go right. Well, there's literally clips of Jordan going left. I've already put that up in the shorts, and then also some of his greatest highlights. He did go left. What about the one where he went in the middle of the pack and he switched it in the air with Steph Curry? Steph Curry can get to the rack. Go back and go look at him in college. He went to the rack a lot. He also went to the rack, on many occasions. There was many occasions where he did shoot the mid range. It just kills me, because if you can't stop it, don't get mad and don't try to come with an argument. They used to say the same. They were saying the same thing about Vince Carter. Oh, all he does is dunk. All he does is dunk. All he does is dunk. But guess what? No, Vince could actually pull up and on that stop of a dime and hit that shot. Sometimes he'll pull up from three occasionally. You know what I'm saying? So let's not act like these guys can't do other things. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here, man, and dispel that whole notion that you said Kareem haters. Yeah, Kareem had way. Listen, the reason why he was doing the hook was because they had outlawed dunking. They had the Alcindor rule, and then they had the Chamberlain rule. A lot of people don't understand that they had the Alcindor rule when he was at UCLA, and then of course they had the Chamberlain rule because that outlawed them from dunking and stuff like that. So they had to form a hook shot. But Kareem had moves. He was he was finesse. He was seen as that finesse guy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm not gonna say he was as gifted as Hakeem Olajuwon, but for that time, you could have looked at him sort of like a Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm talking about for that time. I'm not saying he's exactly like Hakeem, because Hakeem, that's why he's my starting center. He has way, way, way more in his bag than I would say any center, arguably any center. Way more in his bag. And that's what I'm saying. You see Giannis working out with Hakeem right now. Watch the progression of Giannis. You're already seeing it. It's just amazing to see a guy uh like a Hakeem be able to do guard like moves in the post, because you have to be quick, man. You have to be quick. If you've ever played the game of basketball, from afar, it might look slow and it might look easy and stuff like that. But when you got guys, especially in that era, that are swiping at the ball, they're hitting your hand. Some of these guys are elbowing you in your rib or whatever. You're being hand checked. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are trying to take your feet out. Some guys are trying to trip you. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are bumping you off balance, stuff like that, man. It's a different situation, man. More guards should train with Hakeem, in my opinion. Absolutely. I mean, cause Kobe worked out with Hakeem. We know LeBron. I give LeBron this. He did try to go and work out with Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? He did try to work. There was one time when LeBron, at one point, he was trying to work on his post moves and stuff like that, but man, look, it's just some things just don't work for some people. It's just like with Dwight Howard. It didn't work for Dwight Howard. Luka, not slow, put fundamental skill like Joe Ingram. Luka, man, Luka is fundamental. He's fundamentally sound. The problem with Luka though is his his usage of the basketball. Dallas will never win a championship as long as Luka's playing the way that he's playing. Okay, yes, I think Kyrie, he only played like 40 something games, but in those 40 something games, Kyrie is still on pace like he's always been, being that 50-40-90 guy. Luka is not. So the reason why I mention that though, Ted, is because if you look at the percentage and how accurate and efficient a guy like Kyrie is to a guy like Luka, you should understand that Kyrie, and I know some people gonna trip when I say that, Kyrie should be the one that should be handling the rock, and one could even argue that the offense should be going through Kyrie, okay, because he's way more efficient. He's way more efficient. Luca, man, Luca has a lot to learn. He's trying his best to do help defense, but in order for him to take that next level, to take that next step in his game, he is going to have to at least try his best to be a defender, not a lockdown defender, but a decent defender. But other than that, what is the elephant in the room? It's Luka dribbling so much and pity patting the ball so much. Now, has he gotten better? Just a little bit. because I noticed some plays that he'll get to Kyrie and everything and some of the others, but they're not going to win with Luka's style of play. That's why some people have compared him to the way that like LeBron played the game and stuff like that. Him having the ball in his hand all the time, and more so James Harden. This is what I think, man. This is what I think, Ted. Okay, this is what I think. Um, I think that Jason Kidd, as much as I like him as a coach, um, I don't see them going forward with Jason Kidd because I don't think that Luka. I don't think like Luka is a type of superstar that's actually going to buy into what Jason Kidd was selling. I know they made it to the Western Conference Finals and everything, but um, we got to understand something, man. Luka wants things his way. Okay. Yes, he's a Euro player. Yes, he was MVP conversation and all that other stuff. But Luka also has a ego that's way through this roof. And this is what I feel, Ted. I feel like Luka is gonna if he don't get what he wants this season, I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Kidd is gone. Yeah, and that's what That's what. Listen, the Mavs, when they won that championship in 2011, they did it on defense, Ted. They did it on defense, and they did it on a power punch in on a bench. Because you got to think about it. Yeah, Dirk. Don't get me wrong, he was hooping and everything, but Dirk wasn't averaging as much as he was in the regular season. I think he was at like 26 or something like that in the regular season or whatever. And then when it came to like the finals and stuff, I think he went down some. But you don't look at guys like a JJ Barrera who was coming off the bench as their scoring punch. Yeah, he did. He did, but Jason Kidd, I don't think Jason Kidd was as bad though. The thing with Jason Kidd, he had some. Jason Kidd struggled with alcohol and he struggled with domestic stuff and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He had some issues with that, but like as a player, man, Jason Kidd was he was a phenomenal man. He was a phenomenal leader, man. I wish he had got those titles with New Jersey. He ran out on Byron Scott. Well, shit. I mean, they made it to the finals though, man. Like they made it to the finals. But listen, Ted, um, Byron Scott Byron Scott's not an easy guy. Um, he's not an easy guy to deal with, man. I don't know if you're a Lakers fan, man. Byron Scott is no joke, man. As a coach, man. I won a kid in KG with Kobe in '06. Oh, you did? How you think that would have? How you think that would have added? You think that would have? You think they would have did something? But I don't know. They would have ran into. Well, let me see. You got Kid and KG versus D Wade and Shaq. So I don't know, man. An '06 D Wade though. Oh, that would have been. I don't know, man. Oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Man, but Man, hey Ted, you talking about, let's talk about '06 for a second. Let's talk about '06, okay? Let's talk about '06. You talking about a D Wade. You talking about a D Wade that can play both ends of the floor, that can catch alley-oops from pretty much anywhere, that that can get out in the open floor. A D Wade that can cross you up. A D Wade that can stop and pop occasionally. A D Wade that was a streaky shooter, but when he caught fire, he caught fire. Nobody would be able to stop him. All right, I don't think in '06. Okay, the only conundrum would be Shaq, because Shaq wasn't the same. He was good as far as rebounds and stuff, but if you go back and you go look at the way that Shaq played, Shaq didn't play as good as he did, in his prime. Now '07 Spurs, I don't know, man. You talking about a Mono Ginobili that can get through the lane and euro your ass and finish on either side, sometimes dunking on your motherfucking ass. Okay? Let me repeat that. You talking about a Mono Ginobili that can get right by you, cock that motherfucker back, and dunk on your motherfucking ass, all right? You talk about a Tony Parker. Well, I can't say '07. Wait a minute. Mono didn't become, Mono didn't, I'll say in '09 Mono, not '07. It was really Tony Parker in '07. Because Tony Parker was that guy '07. And Tony Parker was what? I think he was 24. He was 24 during that time, because Tony Parker came in a few years. He came like on that first championship. '09 Cavs versus Kobe. Whoo! The media didn't, and you know what's sad? The media didn't even allow it, Chad, man. And you know what? That would have been a finals for the ages, man. I would have loved to see that. That's all. Everybody wanted to see that. They wanted to see a Kobe versus LeBron finals. That's what everybody wanted to see. They wanted to see that. I know, me myself personally, I wanted to see that. I didn't want to see no Magic versus and there's no knock on the Magic during that time, because I like Jameer Nelson. I used to like Rashard Lewis, you know what I'm saying? Dwight was a beast, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to see the Magic in the finals. Because they ended up getting swept. I wanted Kobe versus LeBron in the finals. Right, the two MVPs, yeah, man, and they were coming with the dolls and all that stuff, yeah, man. Yeah, but it wasn't gonna happen, bro. It wasn't gonna happen. The closest. But yeah, hey, we're gonna pick this up a little later. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications so that you are notified. It's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'm gonna get at you later.